And here is our player, the Protoss in red at the top right, who is up 1 game to 0. 1 game to 0, rather. Single game is not plural. Can he bring it to a plural?
HongUn Prime win.
HongUn Prime World Elite.
Got some fans in the audience for him.
Yes, it does. It certainly does. And here we have our Zerg challenger. Has been doing well abroad. Can he succeed here in Korea?
Fox Moon.
Fox Moon.
And I don't want to forget Moltrap, our sponsors, LG, Intel, and G.Skill. I actually use all 3 of those companies' products at my house.
Really?
I'm not even joking. I'm not just saying that. I actually use an LG monitor, I've got an Intel processor, and I've got G.Skill RAM on my PC back in the States.
Wow. You're like super GSL, man.
I know, and I did it before I even knew about the GSL. That's how cool I am.
Nice. I've got an i7. I actually do not know what kind of RAM I have. I bought it. I bought it from a guy who had built it, and I didn't bother looking at the symbols.
Yeah,
I just heard 6 gigs. And
I mean, so did I, but then later I found out it was G.Skill when I saw the GSL. I was like, huh, G.Skill, I've heard of that somewhere before.
I'll have to check that out. Anyway, so HongUn trying to block the hatchery at the natural, which is going to exist at some point in the future. And
like Moon just wants to do the same build. Speedling expand, very safe, especially on this map. You don't want to go hatchery first on this map because you won't hold a 4-gate, most likely. The good 4-gate will kill you even after the patch. The natural's just too wide open. It's almost impossible to hold.
Yeah, some people are like, COMG, 4-gate is slowed down. It's not possible anymore. It's like, well, with Chrono Boost, it's like 10 real-time seconds.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's 20 seconds in-game.
Yeah, exactly.
Chrono Boosting lowers that, and then it's actually faster. Anyway, so it can still come. But it doesn't look like HongUn's going to be doing that.
Doesn't look like it since he has taken his second gas.
Yeah, he kind of doesn't need to.
But Moltrap, you know, I 4-gate once a day. That's how I wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning, get on the computer, and I just build 4 gateways and kill a Zerg. I'm like, all right, now I'm warmed up.
Some people eat an apple every day to keep the doctor at bay.
I actually hate fruits though, so
you don't like fruit.
I hate fruits. And I hate ice cream.
You want to stay away from fruit dealers? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later, but that is exactly correct.
Have you heard the fruit chucks here yet?
I haven't.
So if you're like woken up by this weird by like the sound of a truck driving by with someone in Korean talking, that's what the
what that is?
Zerglings. Oh, hold that thought. The Zerglings are gonna run. Oh, the stalker pops out at the exact moment. Oh, those silly Zerglings, they kind of waffled. They're like, should we go up the ramp? No, there's probably a zealot there. Oh, you're right, let's go back. But maybe there's not a zealot there. Let's go up. And that waffling enabled them to, or disabled them, I guess, from getting in there. The stalker coming out at the right moment. Anyway, if you hear like this truck driving by with Korean,
that. I just didn't know that's what it was.
Those are fruit trucks with like recordings that say like, come buy our fruit. Or something. I don't know. I can't understand them yet. I'm trying to learn some Korean, but anyway. So
just ask fruit dealer.
Yeah, we'll ask him about it. His dad was a fruit dealer. That's why he named himself that, from what I've heard.
Well, the Zerglings did not get inside, but that's okay because they did see the Stalker, which is what they wanted to see. And it looks like HongUn is actually going to make 3 gateways this time, rather than just trying to do it with 2. And you pretty much have to on this map. The natural, like I said, is very wide open, and to try to cut it with just 2 gates, less sentries, most likely not going to happen.
Yeah, and he does have the Twilight Council up now as well, so he might even be just going for...
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
He might be going for a 1-base Blink Stalker, what it looks like. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. It could be one of those DT expands that we've seen Inca try and sometimes not succeed with recently.
Yep, sometimes he doesn't succeed ever with that. Nope, he is going to expand off of it.
Yeah, there's the blink. And so far, the Zerg, Moon, he has no idea what's going on inside the base. He just thinks it's going to be a normal expand.
Yeah, he does have that Overlord parked on the top of HongUn's base. Might try and run it in there, but I don't know if he would see anything before it died. Depends on the direction he went with it. But again, HongUn warping in lots of Stalkers, only 2 sentries this time. So if Moon sees that, yeah, it might be kind of telling for him.
What he really sees, I think, right now is no Forge. I was probably thinking, okay, you don't have a Forge. That's a little bit funky. What are you doing in your main base?
And Chrono boosting out that Blink research. A 4th gateway going down as well. He'll be able to support lots of gateways once he gets his economy going. He does, in fact, have 26 probes at this point, so if he keeps producing them, he'll be able to start getting some extra minerals from that second base as soon as it's up.
Looks like Moon is going to be really aggressive with some roaches moving them out in the middle of the map. I wouldn't say it's an all-in, but it's a very, very aggressive roach speedling attack coming through the center. And, you know, with the Blink research, though, HongUn should be able to hold this. He's actually canceled the Nexus as well.
Yeah, this is designed to punish Protoss players who have nothing but sentries, and he's got a lot of Zealots, though, so he's going to be able to deal pretty good damage. Falling back to this Xel'Naga tower, having to fight against the wall. He could blink up to the high ground, though, if he needs to, but he's losing Stalkers instead of blinking them. And he needs to be a lot better with his blink. He's not getting out of range of those roaches, and his injured Stalkers kick the bucket, and he might lose even more if he's not careful. Almost loses another Stalker, and he's going to be forced to not just cancel that Nexus, but also turn tail and run back to Mommy Executor back in his base, while Moon takes a third at the gold.
Now, what was interesting about that battle is HongUn had a split second where he could have used the Xel'Naga Watchtower's vision to jump onto the high ground, but he just didn't do it. Now he's being aggressive again, and I completely disagree with this. If he gets trapped, he's going to be in so much trouble. Does blink away, but there are so many speedlings surrounding all of those Stalkers, and unfortunately for HongUn, I think he's going to lose all of these Stalkers trying to blink away, but he's lost so much. The supplies right now, 72 supply to 47 supply. HongUn Prime is in trouble, Voltrap.
Oh my gosh, his Stalkers get caught again. He's blinking them out of the way, but the Zerglings being relentless, just charging in and hitting whatever Stalkers in front. The Roach is charging in as well. He's down to just a few Stalkers, and they're all very badly damaged. Blinks up to the high ground, and that's going to save him temporarily. But, man, Moon getting his third base.
Even going to take a fourth macro hatchery at his nap. He's going to have so much production. HongUn catching some of these roaches, but again, I'm not sure if he should be doing this. Being very careful, though, does stay close to his base so he can blink back up to the high ground if he needs to. Picking off some Zerglings and roaches where he can, but just losing so many hit points on those Stalkers.
Yeah, this is nice going up against this wall, and then when they're injured, he can get them completely out of the battle so they can't just die to the extra roaches. That was actually a really nice move there. He needs to wait for those shields to recharge, though.
A big mistake, I think, by, not Fruit Dealer, Moon trying to attack. In that scenario, should have just backed up. He's got a better army, he's got a better economy. There's no real reason for him to try to trap those Stalkers. Looks like he is going to go home now.
Yeah, and
starting +1 melee attack again. Really likes to get those Zerglings beefed up. HongUn going to move out again with these Stalkers. Trying to be aggressive. Feels pretty comfortable after he killed a lot of those roaches.
I mean, he kind of has to, because what's his alternative? If he just chills in his base, he can't take a second. He can't let Moon drone up and hold that thought. More Zerglings coming in to trap those Stalkers again. Again, they're just don't have anywhere to blink out, and this time Moon actually does have the production. Stalkers going down left and right. There's only 3 left being chased away, and 2 are going to go down. The one last Stalker of that battle with 7 kills on it is going to escape, but Moon currently has 36 drones, not as many as he wants with that many bases, but still enough to keep up and actually surpass HongUn Prime in his production.
Yeah, I mean, let me give you guys some numbers. 26 probes to 41 drones, 41 Zerglings, and 13 roaches, just 3 Zealots and 6 Stalkers.
Oh my gosh, that's bad.
It's looking pretty bad. 101 supply to 48 supply.
Blink can only do so much.
Exactly, that's exactly what I was going to say, those exact words. Blink, not going to win this one. See, HongUn, though, is going to try it. Moving down here to the third base of Moon. Moon just needs to surround these. They don't have vision of the high ground to blink back just yet. Does barely get it. Wow, nice move there by HongUn.
There's just so many Zerglings. They can be everywhere. They can run around to the top a lot faster than he can even blink there. And GG comes from HongUn. Moon is not out of this yet. Wolf, he is still in it. He's bringing it to a third and final match with some spectacular play. And I think he just kind of didn't, and you saw how relatively low drones he had at the end there. I think he started producing units earlier so he didn't get caught off guard like last time, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, definitely so. He just always won those engagements. Moon looks a little bit, he's like, all right, I'm still in this. Not going to lose the third game. I'm feeling confident now. It's always better if you're 1-1 if you won the second game, I feel like. Because if you win the first game and lose the second game, you're like, uh-oh, I could lose this.
Yeah. Well, and losing, for those of you that are new to StarCraft, losing is bad.
Yeah.
It's something you want to avoid generally.
Yeah, if you're a new StarCraft player, if one of your friends tells you, or if you're in a ladder game, you're in Bronze League, and one of your friends or one of your opponents on ladder just says, hey, press F10 and N, it gives you extra minerals, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
Not a good idea.
Don't press Alt F4 either. Although StarCraft has a catch for that. I think it asks you if you're sure.
Does it really?
Yeah. It's like, are you sure you want to do this?
While you're at it, tear your Alt key off of your keyboard, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
so you don't accidentally Alt tab.
That's true.
Actually,
and some people I know who play StarCraft, they alt tab and message their friends on AIM all the time and stuff, and they're like, I'm good at StarCraft, I'm in Gold League, I'm going to improve, but like alt tab in the beginning of the game. Don't do stuff like that. You're never going to improve.
No, because all your friends should be on Battle.net anyways. You can private message them.
Exactly.
Without leaving the game.
I mean, if they're not real ID friends with you, they're not your real friends.
Anyway, so Moon playing pretty well.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Correcting the mistakes. I don't even want to say mistakes. Correcting the inadequacies of their build.
Hello from
there we go,
Canada.
our Canadian fans.
He loves Marine King Prime. Marine King playing later today.
That's right. Some cool folks
GSL
from Canada
for the
coming
win.
down to the studio. We were trying to get them set up nearby, so they wanted to hear us.
It's very difficult
So
to
we're
hear
like,
the foreign
we're like,
stream.
sit right there, but the producers didn't actually want them sitting like in the middle of nowhere in the walking lane, so
Makes sense. Could be a fire hazard, I suppose.
they're in the audience.
But hearing us talk, sometimes it's worth it, I guess, to some people.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, that last game, Moon, he just kind of caught HongUn in an awkward spot. You know, his blink stalkers were out. I think he may have even blinked them forward, trying to just get there faster. And then the Zerglings came. He was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I've got all these stalkers out here that are surrounded by Zerglings, and I can't make my timing work. I think he should have just waited just to make sure that that type of build wasn't coming. But we're going to see Game 3 here in just a second. Motrap, are you excited?
I am pretty excited. It is going to be on none other than one of my
Dual
favorite
Sight.
maps. One of my favorite maps, Dual Sight. Lava versus not lava. Lava versus nature map. Mordor versus Rivendell.
Yeah, that's actually
Light versus
what I
dark.
think of when I see it. I think of just Lord of the Rings type of reference.
Yeah.
The fire part's the evil side.
I don't think a single Dual Sight game went by that Dylan and I didn't talk about Lord of the Rings at least a little bit.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I remember that.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's going to be a 2-spawn map, so might play out similar to the last game. We'll find out who's going to close out the win and advance to the round of 32.